What's up, everybody? I'm Akeem Lawanton, and in today's Fix of Entertainment news, a massive change for the MCU's movie deals, Chadwick Boseman's final performance as T'Challa, and James Gunn predicts the future for the MCU. Let's drop it. Well, it's all over, gang. It looks like Marvel Studios has reached their own endgame with how they previously structured their movie projects. The massive multi-movie deals for actors are now a thing of the past, according to Marvel Studios prez Kevin Feige. Now, the man himself laid out a new strategy for hiring and maintaining actors in the MCU, explaining to The Hollywood Reporter that they'll be foregoing those multi-movie deals offered to actors, hinting that they'll stay on board for future projects if they're enthusiastic about the universe they've become a part of. And just like that, it's all over. It's all gone.
Should have gone for the head.
In this brave new world devoid of expansive contracts, what does the future hold for the MCU? Well, A-list actors like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., who once had those multi-deal contracts, are now out, with a lot of fresh faces in the MCU popping up in films like The Eternals and Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, Feige told THR, quote, "Really what we want are people that come in, are excited to be in the universe, are excited at the opportunity to do more things, as opposed to being locked into contractual obligations." Now, it honestly could just be that Marvel Studios isn't as confident as they were with their previous roster to lock these actors into multi-movie contracts. Now, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Unless you're a comic book nerd, the majority of folks out there probably aren't too familiar with Shang-Chi or the Eternals. Those aren't household names that even non-comic book readers are familiar with, like Captain America, Spider-Man, or Iron Man. Like, my dad knows who those characters are. While a movie like The Eternals does have A-list actors on board, the studio probably isn't too confident in the overall franchise to lock them in. But if the movie surprises them and does crazy numbers at the box office, you best believe we'll be seeing Kumail Nanjiani and Angelina Jolie return in a sequel. Now, to the contrary, it could also mean that the studio is incredibly confident in their upcoming movie slate and possibly just don't want to overburden actors by locking them into multi-movie contracts. Also might just be a sign that, you know what, we'll see less long-form storytelling going forward in the MCU because characters won't be returning at the rate that they used to. I can go back and forth about this all day, but I'm more curious to know what you all think about this. What do you think about the new strategy for Marvel Studios? Let's talk about it down below. In other Marvel news, Disney Plus dropped their trailer for their upcoming animated series, What If?, featuring the late Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa as Star-Lord. Now, this is actually the late actor's final performance as T'Challa. It's really chilling to to hear his recognizable voice as the character. Now, in the animated series, the episode poses the question, what if Prince T'Challa never became the Black Panther, but Star-Lord instead? Now, in the trailer, we see T'Challa Star-Lord gallivanting around with Yondu and glimpses of him with other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like Drax. You can hear Boseman in his final Marvel performance when What If premieres on Disney Plus August 11th. And finally, just a quick one here for y'all. Back in 2015, James Gunn made a prophetic funny when he tweeted out this old comic book page of Thanos flying a helicopter with his name plastered across it, in which he said he couldn't wait to see it pop up in the MCU. Gunn has always had a penchant for deep-cut comic book references, and the Thanos-Copter is kind of a weird one, to say the least. Now, flash forward to today with the latest episode of Loki featuring this Easter egg, delivering on a 6-year-old tweet Gunn probably made, I don't know, while on the toilet, man. This made the Thanos-Copter canon in the MCU. I'm shocked. Now, you know what? Although it's kind of rare to see these days, y'all know this, it's very rare to see this. It's nice to see an old tweet by an individual not completely topple their career and make us hate that we ever clicked the follow button. Salute to you, Mr. Gunn. Yeah. Hats off and guns out, a-blazing, whatever. And that was your entertainment fix for today. It's Friday, baby. Yeah, I'm a little bit loose. I'm Akeem Lawanton, and thank you all so much for watching. And now that you're all caught up on the news, check out that trailer for What If I was just talking about. Download the IGN app on all your devices. Check out the entertainment fix on Snapchat. And for all things everything else, keep it locked right here on IGN.
I said never flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?